All right, Francis, so here is the exterior of the Tesla Cybertruck. It has the crazy headlight. Let me know, what do you think of the car so far?
First off, this looks like a giant refrigerator, and I love refrigerators. I love polishing steel. As you can see, I sand steel all the time. I try to get it looking good, but first thought, this thing looks like Iron Man mixed with a fridge. I think it's this nice bar up here, and I'm a huge Iron Man fan, by the way, so. But it's massive. This thing is huge. Like, seeing you pull up in this earlier, Angelo, it blew my mind. And I think, putting it in perspective, we're at the top floor of a parking garage right now. And watching Angelo navigate through this parking garage, it blew my mind because this thing is so big. So, there's that.
So what are your thoughts too on the wheels right now? I know this is kind of like one of the biggest wheels I've seen. I haven't seen this big of a wheel on the SXY3. What are your thoughts right now on the tires?
You know, I was really excited when the Cybertruck first came out, especially the Foundation series, and it had those crazy tires with the little notches for the cover. It looks like this has the cover removed, or is this like the updated thing?
Yeah, for some reason right now Tesla isn't delivering their wheels with the hubcaps. So a lot of hubcaps are missing. I've noticed that because Tesla doesn't deliver with them, you're starting to see rust amongst the wheels itself, which is interesting.
Yeah, you get a lot of of like this weird rust, and it's so crazy because this truck is like a few months old, right? And it's normal to get some rust here in your center bore, but you usually have center caps to cover this. So seeing this on a brand new truck kind of blows my mind. Yeah, but honestly, this is insane, Angelo. I think looking at all the angles and just, the sharp lines everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so different than what you'll see in a normal car where you have like nice rolled edges. Here, you can probably crush a hot dog. And I've seen a video or two where somebody sticks a hot dog and closes the door on these things and it just slices it. So if that's your finger, I don't know.
Be careful, right? Yeah.
Tell me, Four Finger Francis.
Four Finger Francis. That's the crazy thing about the Cybertruck. It is very sharp around the edges. I think you and I were talking about when you first looked at the car, you put your hands right here on the door, and you said it was actually really sharp.
Yeah, honestly, taking a look at this here, right? This is a sharp edge. This is sharper than what I'm used to for sure on a car, on a fridge, on anything really that you should be putting your hands near. So this is something. I mean, I can't imagine closing this door with your fingers there. And little side note, I've actually closed a car door on 2 of my fingers as a kid. I have a scar right here and a scar right here from the times I've closed doors. So if I was a 7-year-old and I closed one of these on my finger, I don't know, maybe I would have been Four Finger Francis.
Oh, that's crazy.
So glad my parents didn't have a Cybertruck back then.
Yeah, that is definitely crazy. All right, so Francis, let's take a look right now. We're still kind of progressing towards the exterior. So can you take a look at the back here? What are your thoughts? So Francis actually owns a truck as well. Cybertruck has an interesting kind of truck bed. Can you take a look at the truck bed for me?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? Because this is a little bit different than the car itself. It has an LED light all around. What are your thoughts being a truck owner yourself as well?
Honestly, I really like how this Cybertruck has a cover that comes down. I think that's really cool. I think that, because a lot of people, they put aftermarket covers on their truck beds to be able to, have a little bit more of a secure bed, be able to, keep their stuff from getting wet. It's really nice that this is built in. And the fact that it comes from your roof line all the way down to your tailgate just means that you can store taller stuff in here, right? My problem, for example, I was using my truck to go pick up family from the airport the other day. And, with their luggage and with all these boxes, I had a really hard time closing that cover. Luckily, I was able to because it was pouring here in the Bay Area. But yeah, that was definitely a time I wish I had a Cybertruck. So
That's crazy. Yeah, it's so different having this type of bed in your truck, right? There's a lot of room. It is very high. I think, Francis, like as you can see this layer over here, back when the Cybertruck was being first created, they actually interviewed a ton of construction workers, and they wanted this to be stainless steel down here. But they kind of realized if we keep this stainless steel, there's gonna be a lot of scratches. Hence, they transitioned to this type of material, similar to the truck you have at home.
Okay, you know, actually, do you mind popping it open really quick? I want to
Yeah.
feel it a little more.
Let's pop it open. Let's pop it open. So to do that, let's walk you over here.
All right.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna press this button over here, and it'll open the truck.
That is cool. Okay, so there's an up down, I'm guessing, for the cover, and then a specific button just to drop the bed.
Yep.
Or the tailgate. Ooh.
So there's the tailgate itself.
Wow.
Very sturdy for sure.
Yeah, I like this. The plastic lining is great. You'll see a lot of plastic lining in like trucks from the factory. Well, you can obviously buy this lining, and I don't know if you wanna.
That's okay. Just keep going.
Okay.
You always cut it out.
For sure. Yeah, so you can actually, you know, if you buy a brand new truck from a dealership, like let's say you walk into Ford today and you buy an F-150, you can pay to have your bed liner, right? So you can order a plastic bed liner. If you don't, you'll get just that, an aluminum bodied, you know, raw, what's it called, truck bed. But you know, this really helps prevent scratches. It helps keep things from rusting, keeps the paint nice and pristine underneath. So this is a must-have. So I'm really glad that Tesla put a liner in their beds, because that would be insane.
Yeah. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy. Francis had on this too. It actually holds your weight rather well. I think MKBHD as well as Elon Musk, they stood on top of the car or on the bed itself with it closed, and it was able to hold their weight, which is pretty cool. Most trucks, this is super sturdy. With Francis sitting on it, it's actually kind of cool. Like it can take amount of weight of Francis and it stays sturdy and strong throughout the process. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very sturdy. And especially if, I think it's fascinating too, right? If people are using this car for purpose, like construction purposes, you want to have a lot of weight being able to hold the person up or whatever tools you may have in the car. And Francis is standing on this and it is rather strong.
I love this. This would come in handy for you know, any woodwork, any, like let's say you have a small house project. Like I think this can easily meet and exceed your expectations on a small house project. I think this would kick a Ford F-150 Lightning's butt. Number one, in terms of range. Number two, looks. And number three, just coolness, I guess. Like overall coolness. So yeah, this would be my pick, Angelo. Any day over a F-150 Lightning, for example.
Well, that's good to hear. Thanks for complimenting the back, seeing the trunk. Let's jump into the interior of the car, and then let me see I want to know your thoughts. Let's go work our way from the back, though. Okay. So let's close this bad boy over here, and then can you show the crowd or the audience how to close the bed itself? So just press this button over here,
okay,
and it should close the bed of the car.
Yo, this is my first time doing this. I'm so excited. Ooh. As you can see, no sharp edge to smash my finger. Still gonna move that. Oh, this is nice.
Pretty sturdy, right?
Wow, this is really sturdy.
Yeah, for a bed. I think I've seen people stand on this and it hasn't broke or anything, so it's very, very sturdy.
I bet.
All right, so let's jump inside, France. Can you show them how to open the car?
Yeah, let's check it out. So in my 5 minutes of playing around with this thing, I think this is it. Yep. Okay.
So this is the interior now of the car. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the back of the car? So these seats are ventilated, so you can either heat it up or cool it, as well as you do have an infotainment system for the car back there. So if anyone wants Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, subscribe to Angelo Carlos, as well as to Calabao, they can watch over there.
That is really cool. I like this. This reminds me of those old school, okay, I don't want to say old school, but maybe like early 2000s minivans, where you had that drop down screen from the top. Obviously this is, you know, 20 years later. Great little infotainment system here. It's like having a little tablet that's mounted in your car. But I like the fact that these back seats are cooled and heated, right? You have ventilated seats, which is, I feel like, rare to find in like super luxury cars. So this alone is a huge selling point for me. And I mean, the seats are comfy. You have, you know, a headrest back here, which some trucks actually don't have in the middle, which is kind of sketch. But this is really cool. I'm gonna take a seat.
Well, yeah, what are your thoughts on the space back here? So you've been in SX3Y, rather spacious, but I want to know your thoughts on the headroom clearance as well as the room back here, sitting here in the back seat.
Yeah. So, keep in mind, I'm 5'7" with an abnormally large torso and short legs. So my proportions are kind of funny. So when I sit down here, I mean, I have a good 4-finger gap easily if I put my head back to the top here, to the glass. And I sit really comfortably. I feel like I'm sitting in the back of, of a Model S, or comparable, legroom wise to, maybe the back of an S-Class Mercedes. So this is nice. This is really different. And the fact that it comes with, again, creature comforts, like the vented seats back here, little mini infotainment system for you to use as a passenger. This is so cool. If I were to call an Uber and my Uber driver pulled up in a Cybertruck.
This actually might be a great video, driving Uber with my Cybertruck. That'd be pretty cool. We might have to do that collab one time.
I know. Uber, we need this to happen. If you can get Angelo Carlos to to pick up people in a Cybertruck, I think that would make some fun content. Oh my.
Yeah, look at so the back, I've noticed too, it has that faux leather.
Mm-hmm.
It is really nice. I enjoy kind of like where you can put stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the infotainment system right here too. So you've seen the one, the S and the X. This, I'm pretty sure it's the same screen. However, the presentation is a bit different just because it's in the Cybertruck. And to be honest, it looks more futuristic, which I do kind of enjoy.
I agree. And I think I just did something because I turned all the fans on.
Oh no, yeah, just tap it off. There you go. So tap it one more time, and then it should turn off.
There you go.
Ah, we're good. So, all right. So,
my bad, Angelo. I'm over
good.
here draining battery.
Don't worry about it. So let's do this now, friends. I appreciate you looking through the back, the front, the interior of the car. So can you go in the front seat? And I just want to get your reaction. Being a Porsche owner, you're used to a lot of kind of instrument clusters, kind of infotainment things displayed in the front. So I want you to understand your opinion, having like a simple, really simplistic kind of interior of the car and the Cybertruck. So let's jump in, and then I want to know your thoughts.
For sure. Let's check it out. Okay.
So feel free to sit in the driver's seat too.
For sure. Thank you, Angelo. I'm so lucky, by the way, to get to do this. Oh, this is so cool. To have a Cybertruck out in the wild and be able to sit in it like this and do it like an in-depth, like, feel for this truck and feel the character, just all the little bits about it. But alrighty, here I go.
And then we can actually just turn off the fan. So let's go. Let me show you how to turn off the fan.
Oh, yeah.
So Francis, turn on the fan on the back for those who are curious. So let's press down here where it says manual and low. Press that button right there. So press it. Yep. And then press the on button and off button. All right. It's off.
Oh, silence.
Silence is key.
Silence.
All right, brother. What are your thoughts? Let's go through the steering. What are your thoughts on the steering wheel right now? It is kind of different.
Yeah, this steering wheel, I feel like I'm playing a video game. This feels like something out of a, I wouldn't say a race car necessarily, but this is a very small steering wheel for a very large truck, right? I'm used to, as the trucks get bigger, I feel like the steering wheels get bigger. And maybe, like it's almost like a school bus effect, right? When you're sitting in a school bus and you have this massive steering wheel up front. But this is nice. I'm sure this really helps you pilot this thing, Angelo. Obviously I've never driven one, but I think that this could help you feel a little bit more nimble in something that is so massive and, surprisingly almost fits in this parking spot. So
yeah, the car is so big. I've kind of noticed with this steering wheel, when you drive, right, usually you have both hands here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm driving straight on the freeway or whatever it may be, I keep my hand up here, which is kind of fascinating. I don't know if they intentionally made you want to hold their steering wheel like that, but it's going to be fascinating too, because Tesla, for anyone who's curious, when you're using autopilot isn't available right now on the Cybertruck, but when you do use autopilot, it really prefers your hands to be down here, and if you don't put your hands down here, the autopilot will error out. But I noticed driving this, my hands are always up here. So I'm actually interested to see how that works out when we end up having autopilot for the car. So thank you for the opinion on the steering wheel. I want to show you another thing about the steering wheel, Francis. So you're usually used to most cars, right? They'll have like stalks over here, whatever it may be, to signal and to turn on your windshield wipers. So this car, if you can see here, if you want to press this button over here, that is actually how you signal left. Press this button over here, signal right. And then if you press this button over here, here.
Oh, this thing.
Yep. Oh, just press it once. Oh, this one here, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, not working. Okay, so that is actually how you turn on the windshield wiper. So, which is kind of interesting. Usually when the car is on, when you're using it, that will turn on your windshield wiper. We'll get you guys show that in a bit, but yeah. So, appreciate you looking at the steering wheel. I want to understand now, what are your thoughts on the minimalistic screen right now? So you do have a main screen that is basically everything for the car. It's how you shift, that's how you do anything with the car. What are your thoughts on this screen?
Honestly, I feel like since Teslas have been around for a while, I've seen you go through your 3s, your Y, your S, and I feel like I've gotten a lot more comfortable having one central place to operate literally everything. As the Tesla expert, what is different from the Cybertruck compared to, let's say, for example, your S?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the screen on the Cybertruck, it's a lot. I noticed it's a little bit bigger than the S as well as the X. S and the X have the bigger screens, and they have like that refresh bezels where you have a lot more interactive screen. This screen, it is bigger, as well as the UI is the same. However, it does look more futuristic. UI is like the user interface. That's what we're referring to when we say that. So if you kind of look here, it looks like you're on Mars. It looks like you're on like a spaceship, which is interesting compared to most of the Teslas. So that is pretty cool. But yeah, thanks, Francis. I do want to show you now one last thing before we end the video. This is my favorite part. Because Francis is a Porsche owner, he also has a frunk. So Francis, let's pop open the frunk. I want to know your thoughts on the frunk.
Okay.
So press frunk. All right.
Let's check this thing out.
So as you can see, he pressed it and it opens by itself. So come on over, Francis. What are your thoughts on the frunk itself and the amount of room in the frunk?
This is actually really good.
Yeah, it's pretty big, right?
This is a massive frunk, Angelo. I feel like even though you're missing the depth, right? So your things might rattle around in here. You can lay down a whole, you could put down a 12-pound brisket right across and you'd be fine.
That is true. You gotta put a brisket in there, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is great space for, bags. You could probably fit some carry-on luggage in here. Yeah, there's a surprising amount of room up in the front. And one of my things that I'm just thinking of right now is the height of this thing, right? So, look at that. It's almost meant for you to sit on. As a non-Tesla owner, as a non-Cybertruck fanatic, this just screams, sit in me, right? Because my butt doesn't fall 2 feet down. It's literally shaped like a bench with a high back, a little ledge right here for my legs. So this screams, hey Francis, sit in my frunk. And honestly, I wonder, not that you should be putting bodies in your frunk, but I don't know. You
definitely go to sleep here, man. I feel like if you ever got tired, wanted to chill, crack open a drink or two and just relax. Yeah. They got some marketing over here too, which is what I've kind of noticed. They've got the Cybertruck logo, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't notice that on the way in.
Yeah.
This is the same Cybertruck logo that's on the door panels, right, or the door sills?
Yeah, same pattern on the door sills. Yeah, that we kind of when you stand over. Yeah.
Wow.
So, Francis, we're coming at the end of the video. You owning such a beautiful Porsche over there. What are your thoughts on the Cybertruck? 1 to 10, what would you give it? And would you purchase the Cybertruck as a Porsche owner?
That's a great question, Angelo. And, I've been going back and forth on this. I came into this video thinking, oh, this thing looks like, a fridge, right? But, sitting in it and really being around it for, more than 30 seconds, I'm like, this is an actual, it just feels like an engineering marvel. Right? There's so much tech in this car. There's, so many different creature features, like comfort. creature comforts. There's so many different creature comforts in here, and it feels like the most modern truck that you can sit in. Again, I really like this weird little bench situation up front. But you know, to answer your question, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this a 12.
Wow, that's actually really impressive, dude.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think it got knocked down 1 point because, you know, my little fingers don't want to get cut off by the really sharp edges right here. That can definitely do some damage. But other than that, I mean, it feels futuristic. When you're in the driver's seat, you know, this crazy little steering wheel to pilot such a massive thing is so cool to me. It feels like a car from, you know, like, I'd imagine a car like 30 years later, right? So this car is definitely ahead of its time. Yeah, I would buy one in an instant. You know, I know a lot of people, myself included, had their deposits down on Cybertrucks, but you know, it's gonna be a while.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you actually reserved one.
Yeah. It was a while back.
Yeah, well, shoot, keep us posted. And hopefully, when you get one, we'll make more content with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Francis. Appreciate you. There you guys have it, Jello family. Francis gave it a 12 out of 10. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Francis' channel is down below. Subscribe to his channel. He also has a company called Isco Studios. They have the best content, the best merch, everything you need. Check that down below. We'll have a link for you guys below. 10% off Isco Studios. And Francis, bro, thank you so much for joining the video, and we'll catch you later, my brother.
Dude, thanks so much for having me, Angelo.
Appreciate you.
Ow.
Oh, are you okay? Oh,
Ow, again.
Dude, see, they told you this is sharp, man.
These are sharp. All right, I think I put a couple dents in my head, but thank you for having me, Angelo. Maybe I'll dent my head a third time here, so appreciate you.
Appreciate you. I'm sorry about that, Francis.
No, I love it. It's part of the learning process.
Yeah. Later. Bye, y'all.